Still one of the hardest intro beats on the planet. Wayne Breezy, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, man?
I'm good, baby. Yo, we headed to the Super Bowl, but we get a couple of weeks off before we travel out to Vegas. You know what time it is. I'm on my way to the Senior Bowl, so I'm gonna go scout some talent, go look at some of them offensive and defensive linemen, try to guess the next cornerbacks that's gonna be 49ers. As a kid out of Michigan, I'm hoping that'll fall in the third or fourth round to the Niners. He's a nickelback, Mike Sainristil. I think that would be a perfect fit in this Steve Wilks
Uh-oh.
defense. So I can't wait to get down there and meet him.
It's going to be interesting, man. Like you said, we bowl bound and everything, and it took a lot of things to happen the right way for this game to unfold the way that it did. And everyone's going to be doing their game reviews and all that stuff, but we're going to be off that a little bit. We want to do something a little different. We want to talk about praise and things like that. And so, one of the big things I want to discuss, though, man, we talked about how things had to go right, how everything had to go just right. So I'm gonna tell the story real quick. I think I told y'all about it for the snow before, but my daughters, when they wanted a snow day at school, someone at school told them that you got to put your pajamas on backwards, you got to sleep with a spoon under your pillow, and you have to do a snow dance. You know how like back in the day we used to do a rain dance, right? Like we thought if we do a certain type of dance then it would rain or something like that, right? So they were like, okay, my daughters were up for the challenge. So last night, about a little after halftime, it's their bedtime, and Daddy, are we winning? No, we losing. We need all of our luck. We got to do everything. I said, so I want y'all to take y'all snow superstitions and apply it to the 49ers. I want y'all to take your stuff and put them inside out. And I want y'all to take this Niners apparel and put it under your pillows, right? And I'm thinking, all right, that's it. Bro, I found out that my daughters did Nothing But Niners dance to your intro song that you made for us over there at Nothing But Niners, bro. So they got this whole we all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spit it. Bro, they did a whole dance and everything, man. Like, yo, they really turned up and man, did it work. Talk about everything going right, even down to the household Lux and superstitions, man. Wayne, that's got to be a great thing, man. It's a wonderful feeling.
The feeling, I wish I could have been there to kind of like just record that, yo. Like you got me smiling from ear to ear. It's a beautiful thing when the kids get involved and they take it serious on their level. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they find a way to make it serious to them. Which is a little different than how some of us adults, make it serious to us. So that's a beautiful story, man. And I'm so happy for the family, and I'm glad that they got to make sure the same pajamas. Don't tell them to change the pajamas. The same pajamas in 2 weeks. They got to
Yeah.
be wearing them same pajamas.
In two
Okay,
weeks, y'all got to be wearing the same pajamas when the Super Bowl is
S-
on to make sure we get our luck.
same same PJs, Mike. And they got to go to bed at the same time. You can't change up nothing. I'm sorry, kids. I would
See?
let y'all stay up, but y'all got to go to bed at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going, because we very
Yeah.
superstitious. Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on now.
Writings
Huh?
on the wall. Got me singing in the airport, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah, that's
sir.
my joint right there. So,
So,
Wayne,
Mike, you
man,
know what?
listen.
I was sitting back, Mike, and I was having a fake coffee because I don't drink coffee. And I was saying to myself, there's probably no person that gets more flack
Mm,
from me than Kyle Shanahan. No person. Like I mean, I'ma call it like I call it. I call it like I see it. If the play calling is trash, he
mm.
get the flack. If the play calling is too conservative, he get the flack. If I can't understand what he's doing, he get the flack. Because sometimes I don't think he understand what he's doing. If he mismanages the clock, he get the flack. But you know what? I thought today would be a great day to give this man his flowers because this
Mm.
is where the truth hurts. Because Kyle Shanahan is a no nonsense guy, it has to go his way or the highway. But if we had to pick one area, Mike and Wayne, if we had to pick one area in which we feel Kyle Shanahan has evolved in, Mike, what would that area be, bro? I'm hoping we in sync on this too, because we don't talk before the show, so I'm setting you up because I'm thinking you're gonna say what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with faith in his players. I think it's his belief that, you know what, man, like these guys, I just got to trust them to make the right play. I got to trust them to make the right play, and he just kind of lets them go. He gives them other opportunities and things like that.
You use the word faith, and we are also known as the faithful.
Mm,
Watching that game yesterday, I never, ever, ever will question a person's faith. Every person has
mm,
a different measurement of faith. So when people felt like the game was over, that's okay. It doesn't mean your faith is wrong. It's just you ran out of faith. It's cool because God
yeah.
made people to hold different amounts of faith. There's some people, if you go back to the biblical days, when I can tell you right now, I probably don't have the faith of Job, but I got some
Oh no,
faith.
I know I ain't built like Joe.
Listen. I ain't even going. I ain't even going. What I'm trying to say is that it's okay to have different measurements of faith. There's no right or wrong measurement. And so when I think about Kyle Shanahan and you use the word faith, I think for the first time all season,
Mm,
I
mm,
noticed his testament in the faith of his players, in particular, two
okay,
players, two players. And so
yeah,
I'm going to also add the word trust because it's almost hard to have faith in something you don't trust. Almost. So when I look at Kyle Shanahan and I say to myself, who are those two players? Mike, can you guess the two players I'm thinking of? Just give me one
well,
of them and I'll talk about the other one.
I know one for sure. Your guy, your kicker, man, Jake Moody. Jake
I've
Moody.
never seen, I've never seen a strong,
Mm,
like, I've never seen Kyle Shanahan trust a player as much as I've
mm.
seen him trust, like, Jake Moody. And
I'm
look,
Jake the Snake because them kicks be
always to the right, always to the right. I don't know if he got a curve imbalance inside of his pants or what's going on, but he is just to the right. Like for some
they really
reason,
talking about
his
the
kick,
snake. I
his
was talking.
balls go to the right. I can't figure it out. I can't tell you why. Only he can. And you're
Oh my
hoping that it straightens out at some point in his career. But you talk about a kicker that came into this game that missed his first kick. And I think
yeah.
every faithful out there, just there's just nothing positive to say. There's nothing positive to say. And here's what I got from this. Our head coach, nothing mattered. Our head coach had the utmost faith or the utmost trust in this particular kid because when they were down by 8,465 billion points, they
Hmm.
was like, yo, we could chip away because there's plenty of clock time left. So Jake, go out there and kick it again.
Can I ask you a question now?
Please, I'm sorry. I talked way too much for a
No,
30
no,
minute
that's
show.
fine. No, 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 no. When I say can I ask you a question now, I'm gonna. You know me. I like to give a little pushback. No harm, no foul. It ain't us if I don't try to give a little pushback because I agree with everything you're saying.
100%.
But there's gonna be the doubters out there. That's gonna say, yeah, but he ain't have a choice. They're gonna say he didn't have a
But
choice.
you can't say that he didn't have a choice because we've also seen Kyle Shanahan with no kicker go for it on every fourth down. So what do you mean he didn't have a choice? That would be my question back. I'm not kicking it back, but actually I am kicking it back because when Robbie Gould was injured and Mitch Wishnowsky went to a 10th, Kyle Shanahan took that ball out of Mitch Wishnowsky so fast and started going for two. So don't sit there
he
and say
did,
don't he didn't have a choice.
but there was no healthy option. I think Kyle's more likely to go out there and just know, like going boot and miss, as long as the
But
person, the player, is actually healthy.
but that's not fair to say, Mike. If you feel that this person is going to be detrimental and not give you the best option of winning a game or staying in a game, then he could have obviously easily pulled the rookie, You're not kicking anymore, and we'll just go for two. So there's a choice,
Mm, hmm.
right?
Yeah,
No?
yeah, clearly. I agree.
Okay.
I
Cool. You
agree.
agree with
There,
the
there was
pushback.
a choice. I was just wondering if maybe he didn't have a choice in that moment because we saw Dan Campbell and his fourth down attempts and how that gave momentum back to the
Mm-hmm.
49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kyle felt like that we could pass up the opportunity for any points in those scenarios.
Okay, okay, and that's fair to say. I think that's a fair of perspective of looking at it because we were down by what 14 before we got our first three, I believe. I can't remember off the top of
We
my
were
head.
down. It was actually our first score coming out at halftime. It was 24-7. 24.
So
So we
we
were down
had a
17.
no. He missed the field goal earlier. Then he got the field goal
Oh,
later, right?
yeah, yeah,
So that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like that. See, if he didn't miss the first field goal, like it would make it seem like yeah, all right, you're gonna stick with the kicking game. We were down by a lot of points, and I agree we got to take those points. But he still
Right.
had to have faith in this
Oh, for
particular
sure.
kid. We talk about a
Because last week with the Packers, right? That first field goal attempt was blocked. It's easy to say, "Hey, you
correct.
didn't miss anything."
You
Like
didn't miss it.
they blocked
Correct.
it, so that's not on
Correct.
you.
Correct.
But this one now, you want to show. You want. I can tell y'all because I'm with you. I can tell y'all how I feel. Kyle show faith in him, and it's pretty simple to me. We all know that Jake's kicks go to the right. We all know that. We've been watching long enough. We watching all seeing them joints go that way. They just be going right. So when they ran that third down play, it could have been a handoff to the left to get him on that left hash to give him some wiggle room in case we didn't convert. No one would have been upset if we ran the ball behind the best tackle in the NFL and put George Kittle over there, or maybe had Juice as a lead block. No one would have been upset about that because we would have seen Kyle was setting up for the Jake Moody attempt, and this is going to be, hey, get it back. Now's your opportunity to go out there and make up for it. And so because I'm a little nice about you, I'm going to try to set this ball on the left hash. And Kyle didn't do that. Kyle went out there, called his third down play. It didn't work and said, all right, I have faith. I trust that my kicker's going to make it this time because we saw that first attempt on the right hash, wide right. We saw it happen, man. We saw it happen.
That's a true story.
You said
That's a
there's,
true story right there.
you said there's two players. I think I found one. Before we get to the second one, we got a couple of super chats that popped in here.
Oh, let's get to those, man. Because I'm boarding real soon. I got the early boarding, so I ain't trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna walk onto
my
the
man,
plane while we live. That's what I'm gonna do.
my man, don't be playing over there about Borden. All right, I ain't mad at you, bro. All right, so this is what we got. Nope, wrong thing. I was trying to remember the black. Oh, it's all zeros. That's what it is. I got to put it back to black. There it goes. Okay, super chat time. First one. Boom. Nick Para. That's your boy, man. Huh? Let's go, Nick. He says, my bros, we're going to the Super Bowl. Not going to lie, I was defeated at halftime. But what a comeback. I told Mike on Saturday's call-in show my fear was a fast start by the Lions. But we overcame it. Love you guys and this team. Bro, he ain't lying, man. That first half, like Nick, like Wayne said, it tested some people's faith. Speak on it, bro.
It did. It did, and like I said, everybody has a different measurement of what faith is. And, the Bible also says faith without works is dead. So you can understand why everybody's faith was almost emptied. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the work that they was putting out there on the football field didn't look good, period. It was nothing that they could
Mm-hmm.
do. They couldn't get going offensively. They couldn't get going defensively. Defensively, they couldn't stop a nosebleed with tissue. Like they just couldn't figure it out. And so, you know, some people put certain things into the atmosphere. It's all about making certain adjustments. And the key to the football game for the San Francisco 49ers was time. And that was the only thing I could throw out there. It was just like, listen, the bright side is there's plenty of time left. There's plenty of time for them to make some type of adjustments. We've seen Tom Brady come back in a Super Bowl being down by 85 points and win the game, like
Sir.
literally. I'm
Yeah.
exaggerating, but that's what we watched. Like we witnessed it. We can't figure it out. But there's just some things it's not meant for us to figure out. But what I would say is Mike and I always refer to football and we try to draw the correlation to boxing. That's funny because I don't watch boxing. Last time I watched boxing was probably Mike Tyson and he bit in Holyfield ear off. Like that's probably the last time I really watched boxing. But I know the concept of boxing, and when we're talking heavyweight fights, which this was a heavyweight game, it
Yes,
goes
it was.
12 rounds. You and
Yeah.
what the Detroit Lions did in the mindset of their coach, they tried to knock the 49ers out in round one. What happened was
Mhm.
the Niners took the blows and they came back out and they came back scrapping. And we've watched scrappy teams find ways to win. We've also watched the better teams find ways to win. And the Niners were scrappy and the better team. They figured out the adjustments. They had a little bit of luck on their side. It's about time that the Niners get some luck going in their favor because luck is always a part of the equation, whether you believe in luck or not. And
Mm.
it's all good. They moved on to the
Somebody,
Super Bowl.
somebody go out there and go to your local pet store and buy a ladybug because that's.
Yeah,
Did you hear about the ladybug?
I did hear about the ladybug. I heard about it, man. And listen, I hope Brandon Ayuk, I hope he didn't, you never kill a ladybug. I hope
No.
he kind of was just smiling at the time and let it go back to where it went. But that was just a sign of saying, Ayuk, have faith.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Jack Knox has the next one here. Thank y'all for the super chat so far. She says, y'all, we going to the Super Bowl. I'm so proud of our team. Jake Moody, his nerves get the best of him. Hopefully he will be better for the Super Bowl. And Jack, this goes exactly to what we're talking about. We're giving Kyle Shanahan his flowers for showing growth and showing faith and patience and trust in players, especially young players. Y'all know Kyle's leash is about this long for rookies. It's about this long for rookies. He don't be playing those games when it comes to those rookies. And listen, they had Zane Gonzalez. Zane Gonzalez? What's the kicker's name? That's his name, right? Wasn't it Zane Gonzalez?
Yeah, they did have him,
They, they,
and
they
they let
had
him
him here,
go.
and they
Injury
tracked his numbers.
settlement.
They said that he was perfect in training camp. They said him and Jake was having a little war. They were going back and forth, and they said Zane had the better kicking percentage. But when it was all said and done, Kyle said, "Hey, I'm gonna keep my rookie." He could have easily said, "Hey, you know what, man? It's the playoffs. This kid is messing up." He could have felt this way last week and
Facts.
said, "We need to bring another kicker in. Let's bring somebody in here for a kicking competition." We got 2 weeks now. We got 2 weeks now,
Mhm.
and I guarantee you, Kyle don't bring another kicker in here.
And I
I
don't even
guarantee.
think that his nerves are getting the best of him. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just a little glitch in his technique. I don't even think it's nerves. I think he just because if it was nerves, he would have missed the second kick, and you know what I mean. Like we've seen him do that maybe earlier
Mhm,
on, but it's just
mhm,
more like something with his mechanic is slightly off. And I don't know. I'm not a kicker. I would love to hear a kicker like kind of like give us the insight on what possibly could be going down. I don't know if the snaps are high, if the ball, the laces are a certain way. Like we don't know any of that. We just know he missed. Like you know what I mean? So
right.
yeah. Thanks, Jax.
And what's more impressive, I told you about them being both on the right hash. I think they were in the same direction too, because I believe our first failed kick was the first quarter, and then that next one was the third quarter. And they switch sides every quarter. So I'm pretty sure it was the same hash and same direction. So that was pretty cool too. I'm gonna read the next super chat here. Wayne is about to be bored, and so we're gonna have to wrap this up soon. He says, "This is James Welsh here. Thank you very much for super chat." He says, "Let's give a big bravo to Juice. The dude has been completely relegated." Oh, I think we lost Wayne. Been completely relegated in this offense. And when we needed him out of nowhere, he was still his best. Man, oh man. Y'all for the super chat. We're going to play a little horn sound real quick.
Yeah,
Are you on your
Juice was one of my favorite players out there on the football field. Usually, whenever his number is called, man, he answers the call. He doesn't really have a problem. I think the issue with Juice is like, why are you just not utilizing him more? And I get it, man. They're literally utilizing Juice in the screen game to deceive the defenses as well as a run blocker. Like that's his role this year. Like it's been his role for the past couple of seasons, but you can see it clearly now that that's his role. But now he had to roll out and save his quarterback on a scramble play, and I was more excited about Brock Purdy scrambling, shaking the set, and throwing a dart to the left out of bounds, and Juice toe track swag that joint in there. So that was beautiful, man. That's something that's something that should be drawn or painted as a picture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hello, thank you.
I do,
That was picture perfect. That was picture perfect.
bro.
Like, I don't know if we could get
The
more picture perfect than that.
that placement right there for Juice, bro. Oh my goodness. And he just it's like a button they press. They just like just assume the position, ball right in the cradle, toes in bounds. He felt like a plank, just so they didn't have any doubt in their minds whether or not he stepped. Oh man, it was beautiful. Beautiful. Jesse says here, Jesse Vlogs and Football says, I had a ladybug land on me playing golf on Saturday, and I was money. And I just knew our Bang Bang Niners would win. Listen, man, sometimes you just get that feeling. I was cocky. You know what? I'm done, though. I did learn my lesson, y'all. I'm done with predicting Niners by 16, Niners by 20. I'm done. I'm done. Every time I do that, we start out the first half getting smoked. I ain't doing it no more. I'm not getting me that way no more. They're not going to get me that way again, man. My man Wayne is out there on the plane. Now, he said that there was 2 players. Thanks, everybody, again, for the super chats. We appreciate each and every one of y'all and y'all time. He said there was 2 players. We got about 7 minutes left in the show, 8 minutes. Is the other player Brock Purdy?
Yeah, man. Like, Kyle Shanahan finally has a quarterback in which he trusts in. Like, and you have to go back and compare the quarterbacks that Kyle has had. And we used to have this conversation, like, you know, not us, but like, the NFL pundits. Anybody can come in here and run Kyle Shanahan's system. So, Mike, if we actually did, I felt like we've done this exercise, whether it was on Nothing But Niners or whatever. If we go back and plug and play some of these quarterbacks Kyle Shanahan had, you can't say anybody. And then if we go back to the last one that got us to a Super Bowl and Jimmy Garoppolo, now we could really have a conversation, because those are the only 2 quarterbacks I feel like you can compare and contrast, because all the other guys didn't amount or even get to that level. And so Jimmy got us to a Super Bowl, Brock's got us to a Super Bowl. But when you look at the trust factor, what I watched Kyle Shanahan do to Jimmy was take the ball out of his hand and then give it back to him in the Super Bowl, which was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So Kyle has tried to trust, and you watched that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? You seen that Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and it was just like, okay, we're running the ball, we're doing good, we're good, blah, 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 blah. All right, they're stacking the boxes, 8 people down. Jimmy, you got to win this game. Here's the difference. Brock Purdy played a whole game with 8 people in the box. I want people to understand what I'm saying.
Bro, they
There
were
were
trying to
5
get his
linemen and 3 linebackers. When I tell you they were literally going to take away the run, that's the only thing they were trying to do. That's why we kept saying, throw the ball. You got to get the ball out. Brock Purdy defeated 8 people in the box. Let that sink in for everybody out there so you can understand the difference between him and Jimmy Garoppolo. Going to be a different monster against Kansas City, but still, he defeated 8 in the box.
Yeah. I agree. Shout out to all the 49er haters that continue to come in here every single week and let us know that we're about to lose. Listen, y'all keep it up. You've been doing it every week. We appreciate it. We keep on winning. You keep on saying it. I remember it. I remember it. The Niners not going to get past Detroit. Niners not going to get past the Packers. Okay, now it's the Niners not getting past the Chiefs. Thank you. Keep it coming. Sorry that your Cowboys, got one and done in the postseason. But you should have expected that anyway. I mean, that y'all play to y'all standard. That's just what it is. Y'all play to y'all standard. How are people do? Somebody better tell me something. How come it's not popping up on my screen? What did you do?
Oh, what did I do? You tell me what I did.
You don't see the bubble popping up on your screen, the thumbs up bubble when you did it? It was a thumbs up bubble that popped up on your screen.
I see it.
I'm gonna spend the last 5
Apple.
minutes trying to figure out. It's an Apple thing.
It's an Apple thing. It
I got an
finally
Apple.
worked.
So what I got to do? Yeah, it's an iPhone.
You got an iPhone?
This is an iPhone. Whoa. No. This is work. This is company issued. This is my phone here. This is my phone. I saw what you was doing. You thought I was a traitor. Talk about no faith, huh? You thought I was
No,
gonna go that quick?
I was gonna congratulate you to the Apple community, dog. But you can stay Android all you want. That's why you be struggling. Why
Okay,
they get so quiet? They got real
okay.
quiet. They
No,
got
no, sir.
real
One of my
quiet.
drivers sent me an important message here. We got another super chat here. This one is from our guy, Carl Zion. He says, Victory Monday. Sending love to the NBN crew. We appreciate that. Ready to slay the boogeyman in Vegas. That run defense needs to be made. That run defense needs to make those adjustments for the bowl. And I think that's
I
probably one of our biggest concerns. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Is that that
Well,
that run defense. But listen, y'all. We promise we're gonna break that all down. I promise you, we're gonna break that all
we're gonna break it down, but I'm hella optimistic about the run defense against Kansas City. But we will break it down. I will just say this: their run offense is not anywhere close to explosiveness of that Detroit Lions or that Green Bay Packers run offense. I'll leave it at that. But we'll break it down.
down. Okay. All right, we're gonna talk about it, man. So kudos to Kyle Shanahan for learning. We're giving Kyle Shanahan some flowers. We spent about the first 20 minutes on Kyle. But there is someone else I want to give some flowers to also. I want to give flowers to Steve Wilks. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I hated this man for about
Thank you. I'm glad you brought this up.
35, 45 minutes of this game. Yo, I was so
Listen,
mad at him.
so a lot of faithful want him fired, and I get it. I get it. I get it, yo. Because you ever what's that word? It's the lukewarm feeling. It's not a good feeling. Like either you want to be hot or you want to be cold. You don't want to be in between. You ever take a shower and it's like in between? You be like, either you take cold showers or you take hot showers, or you eat something that's
Mm-hmm.
you put in the microwave and you think you heated it up for a long time and it's still hot at the top, but when you get into it, it's like.
But it's cold at the bottom. Yes, you got to mix it up. I can't stand it. Can't stand that.
And so that's Steve Wilkes in a nutshell, right? I want the faithful to find a way to get that mantra of bend don't break and let that shit stick. Because that's Steve Wilkes. He's more bend don't break than Robert Saleh. And I'm telling you this because
There's
the
a benefit
Niners,
to it.
there's a huge benefit. But again, if you just use the boxing match analogy on the defense, it's the same way. Yo, they gave us the heavyweight haymakers, bro. Like they were
Mm-hmm.
haymakering us, and it was just on the ground. And of course, you're gonna get Jared Goff. He's gonna give you the little dinky dunks. I told y'all he was the most efficient quarterback when it came to them checkdowns. But nobody want to listen to us.
Yeah.
And so Steve Wilkes was taking the blows, bro. But his defense weren't executing. So like
Yeah.
missed tackle here, 7 missed tackles on this one, players out of position. Like, I, perhaps he needed to go back up in the booth. Maybe he needed to see from his aerial view, but nobody don't want that either. So it's like we can't make each other, we can't satisfy the faithful no matter what we do, yo.
Yeah, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't, man. Listen, guys, we're here to making the announcements back there behind Brother Breezy. We're not going to keep y'all much longer here. We do have 2 more super chats that came in, and I would be wrong if we didn't get to them. Nick Parr is back again. He says, y'all heard Minihue was out, plus their starting guard. Listen, bro, I don't care about starting guards being out no more. I expect the pressure from the inside all game long. I
What
ain't
I
see
tell
it
you,
all
what I
game
tell you,
long,
Mike, did we not have this conversation 3 episodes ago? I said the
bro.
backups are going to be just as good.
Bro,
We
it was
looked
so,
up the dude on PFF and tried to figure out what he did, and he was killing the Niners defense.
bro.
Dude
He
played
he
six
he
started
filled in
six
admirably.
games.
Yeah. Yep, he filled in admirably, so I don't even care about that. He did get beat on that stunt on the inside. That was the right guard, though, if I'm not mistaken. Where Armstead
Oh yeah,
ran the
yeah,
little
yeah,
stunt,
yeah.
but
Other
I think that
side
was the
though.
right guard and center. I don't think that was the left guard. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
but
it is
many of
sad
you, I did.
about a
We
minute you though. Yeah.
yes, yeah, we did hear about that. And prayers up for him. Former Niner, by the way. Um, and here we
Had a
go. Here,
big sack
Niners.
fumble too in that game
Mm-hmm.
on
On
Lamar
Sunday.
Jackson, and then yeah, and then
Yeah,
unfortunately, ended up tearing his ACL.
But he made his presence felt and contributed to them winning. So, you leave it on the line, bro. That's what the
This
Niners went out there
this
and did that whole second half.
this has been my take for the past 2 weeks. This is it. This is
Uh-oh.
it.
We walked. Oh, wait. We walked on the moon. We walked on the moon. All right. He says, Niners know how to come back. We are officially dangerous now.
Now, like, what you gonna do?
Uh-oh.
Like, so we came back from a deficit of 4. We came back from a deficit of 17. And so now what you gonna do? And if you look at it, the Niners defense really literally held them to like 24 points. But what had happened was we went to the prevent defense. We was trying to not give up the big play. They remember how remember how the Madden didn't play prevent and
Mhm.
it was just one-on-one coverage and Jared Goff throws the bomb and they win by 4. Well,
Yes, I
apparently
do.
the Niner players watched the Madden stream and they told Steve Wilks this is not ever going to happen in real life. And so shout out to that. But yeah, man, if you look at that, man, that's kind of like how they even got their next touchdown. It was just soft defense, and then we got to the red zone, they were able to punch it in. But yeah, man, this is the take. Like the Niners are winning from behind, something that they didn't
Yeah,
do in a long time. Long time.
yeah, yeah, man. I really, really appreciated that. It's one thing people know the Niners. You expect the Niners got to be a shootout, right? Even Dan Campbell came out and said before the game, it's going to be the race to 30. He said it was a race to 30. And you know what? They lost. We got to the 30 mark first. They stuck at 27, and we came back and we got the 31st, bro. We got to the 31st. Yo, whatever. All right. No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl because he keep doing thumbs up stuff. All right. I'm Mike. That's Wayne. Safe flight out there, brother. And this has been No Harm, No Foul. Peace.